Stop scrolling and listen. Because what I'm about to tell you could change your financial future forever. I'm Tony Robbins, and I've worked with millions of people around the world, from billionaires to everyday people who just wanted to stop living paycheck to paycheck. And let me tell you a hard truth. Most people are not broke because they're lazy. They're broke because they're chained by invisible beliefs, fears, and habits that keep them stuck. Today, we are going to break those chains. If you stay with me for the next 20 minutes, you will walk away with a new mindset and the courage to take bold action with your money, your career, and your life. When you feel that fear inside you every time you think of money, every time you look at your bills or imagine your future, that fear is a test from Allah. Many people freeze when they face financial challenges. They think they are doomed, that their situation can never improve. But my brothers and sisters, fear is not there to destroy you. It is there to wake you up. It is Allah's way of telling you to take notice, to take responsibility, to turn back to Him and ask for guidance. Fear should not paralyze you. It should energize you. The moment you feel afraid of your financial future, say Bismillah and start doing what is right. Earn halal, spend wisely, avoid extravagance, trust that every provision you receive comes from the Almighty. Fear is natural, but living in fear is a choice. The believer uses fear to run towards solutions, not away from them. Allah reminds us that He is our Razzaq, the provider. So when you feel fear, remind yourself that your sustenance was written before you were born. What is yours will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant to be yours. Scarcity is another invisible chain that holds so many people back. It is not just about having little money. It is about thinking small, believing there is never enough, living with a mindset of, I can't. When you keep saying, I can't afford it, I'll never make it, I'm not lucky, you are actually blocking the blessings Allah has for you. Scarcity is a disease of the heart. It makes you stingy, fearful, jealous of others' success, and blind to your own opportunities. The cure is to shift your mindset to abundance, not by spending recklessly, but by believing that Allah's treasures never run out. When you say, how can I afford this in a halal way? How can I earn better? How can I save more? You are opening your mind to solutions. You start seeing opportunities where others see problems. Remember, the Prophet I taught us that charity does not decrease wealth. It increases barakah. So break free from scarcity thinking by trusting Allah, planning wisely, working hard, and giving generously. The more you believe there is enough, the more you will act like someone who is capable of growth, and the more you will attract blessings you never imagined. When you keep blaming others for where you are financially, you give away your own power to change. Some people spend their whole lives saying, it's the government's fault, it's my boss, it's my parents, it's the economy. My brothers and sisters, the moment you blame everyone else, you are saying you have no control. And if you believe you have no control, you will never try to improve. Islam teaches us to take responsibility. The Prophet A told us that every one of us is a shepherd and every one of us will be asked about our flock. That means you will be asked about what you did with your money, your time, your opportunities. Taking ownership doesn't mean blaming yourself endlessly. It means saying, yes, this is where I am today, but with the help of Allah, I can change tomorrow. When you own your reality, you start making better choices. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you. You start seeking knowledge. You start finding halal means of income. You start budgeting and saving. Responsibility is empowering because it brings you closer to solutions. One of the biggest reasons people remain in financial stress is because of emotional spending. How many times do we spend money we don't have just to impress people we don't even know? How many times do we buy things not because we need them, but because we are sad, bored, or angry? Emotional spending is a silent trap. It makes you feel good for a few minutes, but it leaves you struggling for months. Our faith teaches us moderation, eat and drink, but do not waste, spend, but do not be extravagant, dress well, but do not be arrogant. When you learn to pause before you spend and ask yourself, do I really need this? Will this purchase bring me closer to Allah or drag me into debt? You start breaking the cycle. Some people spend to fill an emotional void that only dhikr, prayer, and gratitude can fill. When you are spiritually content, you stop using money as a way to numb your pain. You buy what you need, you save for what is important, and you give in charity to purify your wealth. Emotional control is financial control, and when you master it, you gain peace of mind and baraka in your income. Every coin you earn is a test, and every coin you spend is a witness. Most people remain in financial struggle not because they don't earn, but because they only know how to consume. Every time money enters their hand, it is already gone. Spent on the latest gadget, the latest fashion, the next thing that brings a moment of pleasure. But my brothers and sisters, if you want financial freedom, you must shift from being a consumer to becoming an investor. Islam teaches us that wealth is a trust, and we are custodians of it. When you spend wisely and invest intelligently, you are fulfilling that trust. Your money begins to work for you even while you sleep. Instead of wasting wealth on fleeting trends, think about how that same money could grow and help your family, support those in need, and continue to benefit you long after you are gone, even as sadaqah jariyah. This mindset shift is powerful because it turns every financial decision into an opportunity for growth, not just for your dunya, but also for your akhirah. An investor sees possibilities where a consumer only sees desires. When you change your perspective, you start asking, how can this money multiply? How can it bring benefit tomorrow, not just pleasure today? That is how you break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck and start building a future that sustains you. And the best investment you will ever make is not in the stock market or property. It is in yourself. Your skills, your knowledge, your ability to solve problems, these are the true engines of your financial future. Many people wait for luck to change their situation, but real change comes when you upgrade yourself, learn a skill that increases your value in the marketplace, learn to manage your time, communicate better, lead others, solve bigger problems. Islam teaches us to seek knowledge from cradle to grave because knowledge lifts you, strengthens you, and opens doors that were once closed. When you invest in yourself, you stop relying on others to hand you opportunities. You create them. You gain confidence to take risks, to try new things, to break free from low-paying cycles. And remember, any skill you learn with the right intention, to provide for your family in a halal way, to avoid debt, to give more in charity, becomes an act of worship. Your growth is not just for your career, it is for your deen. The better you become, the more you can serve others, and the more barakah Allah puts in your life. When you think about financial stability, one of the most important habits you can develop is saving. Not just saving whatever is left at the end of the month. Because for most people, nothing is left, but saving first before anything else. My brothers and sisters, building a war chest, as some call it, is not just about money, it is about peace of mind. Life is full of unexpected events, illness, job loss, emergencies. When you have even a small cushion of savings, you can face these storms without panic. Islam encourages us to plan and prepare. Yusuf Asas taught us the lesson of saving during the years of plenty so we can survive the years of drought. When you save, you are not being miserly, you are being wise. It allows you to stay away from haram loans and desperate decisions. It gives you dignity because you are not at the mercy of everyone when trouble comes. Start small if you must, even a few coins a day, but be consistent. Make saving a habit, not a reaction. And remember, the intention matters. Save not just to hoard, but to use wisely, to protect your family, and to be able to help others in times of need. Allah loves those who plan responsibly and avoid wastefulness. The people you surround yourself with are like mirrors. They reflect your future. If you are constantly with those who spend recklessly, who complain about money, who think getting into debt is normal, their habits will rub off on you. But if you choose friends and mentors who are financially responsible, who earn halal, who save and invest wisely, you will start to adopt their mindset and discipline. Your network has a direct impact on your net worth. The Prophet A said that a person is on the religion of his close friend. So look at whom you take as a friend. This applies to finances too. Sit with those who remind you of Allah, who encourage you to spend in good causes, who motivate you to grow and become better. Surround yourself with people who dream big, but stay grounded in halal ways. They will inspire you, hold you accountable, and pull you up when you are falling into bad habits. If your current circle is pulling you towards waste, gossip, and debt, then it is time to change your circle. Protect your heart, protect your wallet, protect your future. Choose people who add barakah to your life, not people who drain it. One of the greatest traps that keeps people stuck financially and spiritually is the love of comfort. We like things to be easy, predictable, smooth. We don't want to feel discomfort. We don't want to make sacrifices. We don't want to push ourselves. But my brothers and sisters, real growth never happens inside the comfort zone. If you look at the lives of the prophets, peace be upon them all, they faced hardship, struggle, rejection, hunger, loss. And yet they became the most successful human beings in history because they embraced those tests with patience and trust in Allah. Financial growth is no different. If you want to get out of debt, you might have to cut back on luxuries for a while. If you want to save money, you may have to say no to the lifestyle that everyone around you is chasing. If you want to build a business or learn a new skill, you may have to work late nights, wake up earlier, invest time and energy while others are relaxing. Discomfort is not a punishment. It is the path to strength. Every time you deny your naps for the sake of a bigger goal, Allah increases you in discipline and sabr. When you see discomfort as training instead of torture, you start to welcome it. You say, Ya Allah, if this difficulty will make me stronger, let me learn from it and grow through it. And when it comes to building real wealth, you must play the long game. Many people are trapped because they are chasing quick wins, get rich, quick schemes, gambling, harem, shortcuts, and when they fail, they lose hope. But true success is built slowly, brick by brick, with patience and trust. The Prophet A taught us that the most beloved wealth to Allah is that which is earned little by little over time. Consistency is more powerful than intensity that lasts a few days. Saving a small amount regularly, investing with patience, avoiding harem transactions even when they seem profitable. These habits build barakah. Playing the long game means you are not just thinking of today's enjoyment, but tomorrow's security. You plant seeds today knowing you may harvest much later. You trust that Allah will put barakah in your steady efforts, and you remain patient. This mindset also protects you from despair when you don't see immediate results. You remind yourself that every step counts, every coin saved, every skill learned, every dua made is building a future you cannot yet see. Patience is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The mistakes of your past do not have to define your future. Many people remain chained because they keep punishing themselves for the wrong financial decisions they made years ago. The debt they fell into, the money they wasted, the opportunity they missed. My brothers and sisters, Islam is a faith of hope and redemption. If you made a mistake, seek forgiveness from Allah sincerely, learn from that experience, and use it as fuel to become wiser and stronger. Pain can either break you or build you. The choice is yours. When you let pain paralyze you, you give it power over your future. But when you turn to Allah and say, why Allah? I have learned I will not go back to those habits. I want to grow. That pain becomes a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. The Prophet A told us that the believer is not stung from the same hole twice, meaning we learn from our errors and avoid repeating them. Financial pain can be one of your greatest teachers if you let it humble you and guide you. Instead of hiding from your past, use it to motivate yourself to build a better tomorrow. And finally, the last chain that many people don't realize they are holding is the chain of fear that stops them from giving. They hold onto every coin as if giving will make them poor. But my brothers and sisters, giving is one of the most powerful ways to invite barakah into your life. When you give sincerely for the sake of Allah, you are declaring that you trust Him to replace what you gave, and more. The Prophet I promised that charity does not decrease wealth. In fact, it increases it in ways you cannot imagine. Through blessings, through protection from harm, through opportunities that suddenly appear. Giving also purifies your heart from greed and teaches you that you are not the true owner, Allah is. Contribution shifts you from a mindset of fear to a mindset of abundance. When you share what little you have, you tell your soul, there is enough, Allah will take care of me. And that courage, that trust frees you from the invisible chain of scarcity. The more you give, the more Allah gives you. So do not fear charity. See it as a key to unlocking your financial and spiritual growth.